Hey, this is Lou Mangello from WDW Radio, and you're listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Let's do this.
The tangents this week continue all the way to episode 108 of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Do be careful. Nothing's more dangerous than an untold story and the people who don't want them told. Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like you do every week. We'll go around the virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Brittany in Belvedere.
This is Chrissy in Salt Lake City.
This is Holly from Wisconsin.
This is Mitch in Kitchener, Ontario.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello, everyone. Why is my phone vibrating?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. We're gonna stick with us, folks. This one could be interesting.
Yeah. We've had Skype issues already.
Yeah.
So you're aware.
Yeah. We may not sound the best, and it may be a little clunky, but you know what? We're gonna do this anyway, so.
Yes, because that's how we roll.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. Oh. All right. That being said, disclaimer. Let's move into news. Not a lot of news this week. Mostly because I think everyone is too busy binging Luke Cage.
That is, Luke Cage is out. So
Luke Cage broke Netflix.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I should say go watch it if Netflix will let you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's been all quiet on the Western Front because everyone's watching Luke Cage, apparently.
Maybe that's how we solve world peace. Just keep all those wonderful Netflix shows coming,
Exactly.
And everyone else too busy watching it to squabble about whatever it is they're squabbling about.
Exactly.
Like
Netflix makes the world go round. Anyway, in other news, also from Disney. Actually, most of our news is from the Disney camp in some form or other. We got our first.
Actually, shows our main topic.
Yeah, say this shows to be very Disney centric. Anyway,
first bit of news.
Yeah, we got our first look at the new Pirates of the Caribbean sequel franchise. Entry, I guess sequel, because it's not the second movie. It's not movie number 5. I don't know what you call it.
What you have to say? What's the
Quintal?
What we
I don't know.
Okay, I guess so. For some reason, I was thinking there was a one before this, but after Stranger Tides. But I guess not. This is the one. Okay.
Yeah, this is number 5 in the franchise. So Dead Men Tell No Tales. So. We got a poster and a new logo and a little trailer. So, exactly what you would expect from these movies. It's, gritty and there's boats and pirates and...
and a guy that is not Will Turner, but it kind of looks like him.
Yeah,
I thought so.
a little bit.
Watching, I'm like, that's not Orlando Bloom, but he looks like Will Turner. So is this his and Elizabeth's kid or what?
Maybe. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
If I remember right, at the end of the Sword movie, didn't she have a kid?
Yeah. It was a boy.
They did.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I was like, remember right?
And enough time has passed that well, I don't know if enough time has passed in universe, but enough time has passed in the real world that, like, yeah, he could be grown up now, and I don't know. But we're just speculating at this point. We have no reason to think so, or do we? I don't know. I haven't been keeping up on the Pirates news.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all we know is it's it's dark, it's gritty, and there's someone mad at Captain Jack Sparrow. So
Shocking.
pretty run of the mill for these movies, actually.
Captain Jack Sparrow. That was a Tuesday.
Yes, pretty much. So someone's mad at Captain Jack, and he's probably hiding because he knows he's in trouble.
To the degree to what degree he is in trouble, we have yet to find out, but it'll be a doozy.
Yeah.
So.
And something tells me rum probably is involved.
Probably. There's probably a lot of rum involved, actually.
Indeed.
Yep. That's the thing with these movies. It's like, storyline-wise, they're not anything novel or, groundbreaking, but they're just a fun romp. And Johnny Depp is just, amazing as Jack Sparrow, so... I will definitely be seeing it when it comes out next year, which is sooner than I realize, even though it's early October now. I was like, oh yeah, that's coming out next year. I'm like, yeah, next year's 3 months away. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. 2016 is almost over. Thank goodness.
We're less than 100 days from till Christmas or something like that. That's.
I saw a thing that's it's only 12 Monday mornings until Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you people count like that? But anyway.
People who really love Christmas.
Yep.
I'm kind of dreading Christmas.
That's because you work retail.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for that.
And one of the biggest...
At least you're not... Yeah. At least you're not working directly with the public.
That is very true. That is very true.
So count your blessings there.
Yeah.
Anyway, on with more news.
Yes.
This one kind of took us all by surprise. Well, it did me, and I was like, wow, they're actually going to do this. They are actually going to do a live-action Lion King, and it will be directed by Jon Favreau. Because apparently, and I haven't seen The Jungle Book yet, but I want to because it looks amazing. And yes, I know it's out of theaters and on DVD now, so whatever. But because they're doing The Lion King, and in a statement Disney said that it's going to be like Maleficent and Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, where it's going to be a musical, or it's going to have songs from the original, I guess is how they're putting it. But it's like, okay, so how are you going to do a live action? I'm using live action in air quotes. Lion King,
just like they did the Jungle Book.
True, but okay. So there are no humans in The Lion King.
Well, yes,
so it's basically all going to be CGI. So it's a live action / animated movie.
I guess, unless they're going to tweak the storyline.
Unless it's going to be a silent film and they're going to get the lions to go this way and that way, and
This is reimagined, so that's
true.
Yeah.
I am just so
yeah. I mean, of all the movies they could have picked, it does seem a bit like there's no human characters in the movie whatsoever. So how is this gonna work? But at the same time, it's like, this is probably gonna happen eventually.
Yeah. Here's kind of my theory, and it's a working theory, but whatever. I think they did The Jungle Book because, the Jungle Book's kind of one of those Disney movies that it's there. People have seen it. Some people really love it. Others just like it, but it's not a super popular favorite, generally speaking. So they said, "Oh, let's do it," and if it goes great, that's awesome. If not, well, we can just kind of sweep it under the rug. And then it ended up doing really great. And then they're like, oh, well, if we can do Jungle Book, we can do Lion King. It's like, but they've done other live action adaptations of the Jungle Book before, or not Disney necessarily, but other studios. Whereas Lion King is more or less, it's roughly based on Hamlet, very roughly. But it's basically an original story. So it's like, okay, if anyone can do it, Disney can do it. But at the same time, it's the freaking Lion King. Everybody loves the Lion King. I can't think of anybody in the world who hates it, and if you do, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But, Yeah, so it's going to be held up to a lot of scrutiny, just like Beauty and the Beast is going to be. I'm still looking at Beauty and the Beast going, because they had that promo image of Emma Watson as Belle, and I'm like, it's still Emma Watson in a blue dress.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
I don't know.
thing.
But I'm reserving judgment still. I haven't seen the movie, and just yeah. Anyways, Lion King.
Live action with air quotes.
Live action. We'll see how this goes.
Like you can't see our hands, but very big air quotes.
Right.
Air quotes all up in.
Yeah.
But it might be good.
It may be. Somewhere Elton John's going.
It's
All
kind
right.
of funny that they're. Yeah. It's. What was I going to say? I don't know. I think reimagining the classics is kind of what's getting people a little bit or a little iffy about it. They were okay with Jungle Book and some of those others, but it's like, really? Do you really think you can improve on it?
It was like Jungle Book and Sleeping Beauty. Like that was before all time.
Yeah.
And now there was Beauty and Beast and Lion King.
Yeah,
with
that's
all
true.
generations. So and Wilma vocals.
Mm-hmm. True. Although Maleficent wasn't universally well received, just because Sleeping Beauty was its Beauty and the Beast of its time. It was the big, holy crap, this looks amazing, and how can you improve on this? And obviously Maleficent's a little bit different because it's told from a different point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's always an opinion about this whole live action Disney animated thing that's going on right now. Is there are good points and bad points to it, and everyone has an opinion, which is fine.
True.
It's I don't know. I'm iffy about some of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be iffy about it, but it just is kind of like, I like the original.
Yeah.
You really think you can improve on it? And if you can, great. And even if you can't, I got the original. I can still enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true.
Anyway, I'm done blathering.
Yeah, it's like...
It's just kind of an odd one to say, really?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, it's Disney.
It is.
It is what it is. So, anyway. Oh, well, that's it actually for news for the most part. Obviously, we are in a new month now, so the poll has closed for the book club.
Yes, it has. And the book for this month is Prisoner of the Daleks by Trevor Baxendale. And you should be able to find this one pretty easily because it did get re-released as part of the 50th anniversary Monsters collection. So, and I read it when it first came out, and I'm actually going to go back and reread it. It is a 10th Doctor story.
Ooh,
Awesome.
I think I have that.
Yeah.
and
I will.
Doctor Who.
The 50th anniversary version has the red Dalek on it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. Just because it's been re-released, you may see more than one cover. So if you're going just by cover, don't get confused.
Right.
Yeah.
Is what we're trying to say. Look at the title.
It's a bunch of Daleks and the 10th Doctor holding a sonic screwdriver.
Yep.
Yep.
I think the cover that's on the poll on Goodreads, I think, is just the 10th Doctor with a single gold Dalek, I think. Is the image that was on Goodreads. I could be wrong. I looked at it earlier. But I've, slept since then, so. But do be aware of variant covers. Anyway, speaking of Doctor Who.
Speaking of Doctor Who, this month's photo challenge. Sorry, my thing's getting weird.
Yeah.
This month's photo challenge is the 31 days, the 30 days of Halloween. Sorry, I'm tired. Which is similar to what we've done years before.
Yep.
So the last years, and basically. Sorry, give me a second. My computer went really, really weird.
Yeah. I mean, we've done this. This is like the 4th year in a row we've done this particular photo challenge, so it should be.
Yeah.
Unless you're completely new, it's old hat. It's some of the prompts.
We may have some new listeners.
Yeah, so some of the prompts have carried over, just because in between years we get new Big Finish and new books and sometimes new episodes of Doctor Who. Sometimes. So we get new monsters and costumes and that sort of thing that we get exposed to. So sometimes people's answers will change, which is why we do keep some of the prompts, but then there are some new ones.
Or they have more than one, and they have to choose every year.
Exactly. So in my case, so far,
Again, there are new people participating, and they haven't been answered these yet.
Yes.
That is true.
It's all good. Just come join the fun. It's something to get us in the spirit of Halloween and Doctor Who.
Yep.
And it's fun. I just said that already. Good grief.
Well, it is fun.
I miss a week and I forget what the heck I'm doing.
In my case, we're 3 days in, and all 3 of my answers involve the 6th Doctor. So
Anyway,
almost all my answers involve the 6th Doctor. I'm not surprised we all picked the same answer for a favorite Doctor Who alumni in social media. We all picked John Barrowman. Oh. Anyway, and Skype baby having issues again. Because that's the way things go. Oh my. Is it a full moon out? I can still hear Mitch, but everyone else seemed to have gone eerily silent. Uh-oh. Come on. It isn't
it
saying.
might be.
Maybe.
Okay, you're slowly coming back in.
Okay, there we go.
I can't see.
Yeah.
I can.
Oh, Lordy.
Hello? We good? Hello?
I can hear you guys,
Hello?
but it
Hello?
doesn't sound very good.
Okay, everyone got really bad.
Yeah, everybody's all
Really bad.
yeah. Pause in the middle of the word.
Yeah.
It's about, yeah.
Oh, that sounds awful. Okay. Okay, let me hang up.
Right?
Yep, exactly.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
hear me?
I can hear you guys. You sound better.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear Brittany. I can hear Rachel. Okay, Holly is disappeared.
Yeah.
Is she there?
Go ahead, turn it on.
Okay, now I can hear Mitch.
Did you hear me? Good.
Yeah, it's a little. You're better than you were, but it's still a little choppy. Okay, now that's better.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
that sounds good.
Okay, something went funny.
Skype?
And I actually...
Yeah, it's
well,
Skype.
Okay,
Oh.
Skype. Skype is funny. When I say something, I mean Skype.
Yes.
Anyway.
If any of our listeners have any tips,
we're working on it.
Please let us know.
I actually have something of feedback coming from a third-hand source, I guess you'd call it.
Really?
Anyway,
Okay.
sort of.
Okay.
So
lay it on us.
I will. So last week I went to go see my family because we were blessing my nephew, my brand new little nephew. He's cute, and we have a little. We had a big celebration at the ranch and everything. And my dad was talking to me about our Star Trek episode. And now my dad, I had no idea he even listened to the podcast, or even that he even knew I was on a podcast. So he's like, he was talking to me about, when I was a little girl, and he was like, "What do you mean you never watched Star Trek when you were little?" And I was like, "Well, I don't remember it." And he's like, it's like, so he told me that we used to watch the original series, me and him together, when I was like a baby. and he said that I used to love it and laugh, and he would do this thing where he would hold me up. I actually do remember this. He would hold me up in the air. He'd be laying on the bed, and he'd hold me up in the air, and he would sing the Star Trek theme song, and he'd do a Scotty impression, like the ship is going down, and then he would crash me into the bed, and I would laugh and giggle and stuff. So there, I was exposed to Star Trek at a very, very young age, courtesy of my dad. I just don't remember most of it, but I do remember the whole thing. Where he'd go, do 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 do. Captain, she's going down. She can't take it. I remember that part.
I can see you kicking your legs.
Yes.
That's funny. Aww.
So, and then we watched, and this is a cute thing. When I was back home, my dad had a bunch of when BBC America did their big Star Trek marathon for the 50th anniversary. He had a bunch taped, and we watched an episode. And my little niece came up and said, "Hey, can I snuggle with you?" And I was like, "Well, sure, but your dad's over there, Grandpa's over there." Like, "Yeah, I don't get to see you very often." So there was me, my dad, my brother-in-law, and my niece, and Jared sitting next to me, and we all watched original series Star Trek. And it was the one where Scotty gets accused of murder, and they find out about Jack the Ripper. I can't remember the name of that one now. Wolf in the Fold?
I think
Anyway.
so.
Anyway.
Now you're helping introduce a new generation to Star Trek.
Yes. And Jaylee loved it, and my niece, she loved it, and she was all, and because in the episode they have to give everybody some kind of drug to make them not despair, because that's what the entity feeds on and makes them kill each other. And they were all acting really silly, and she's all, "What are they doing?" And I was like, "They're drinking happy juice." Because she's 5, so you have to make the information kid-friendly.
Yes.
Safest way to explain it.
Yes. She thought it was silly, but she liked it. Anyway, that was my sort of feedback, is from my dad.
Hey. Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Oh, awesome. Oh.
Yeah, well, my dad wants to know when we're doing our next Star Trek episode, because he wants to join in.
Oh, you know what? We will schedule one just for him.
There you go.
He's been asking me about when we're doing when we're talking about Star Trek again. So
when we have good reason to, usually that's how we talk about anything. Actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll find a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he says that if he was there from the beginning, he would have spoken up, he would have said something, talked to about stuff. So
okay.
Next time, hopefully soon.
There's always a next time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool. Well, now that we're gonna keep going here.
Yes, let's press on.
Let's press on to this week's topic of, as we said somewhat last week when we were talking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that we were fairly nice to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This week, we may not be as nice.
Well, okay, so did we decide we're going to talk about episode 2, or are we not going to spoil that?
We can leave that up to Brittany.
If you guys think that's important for the conversation and it won't be too spoilery, then...
I mean, honestly, there really wasn't anything like super hard-hitting.
No, there really wasn't. I will say
so.
this doesn't spoil it. I feel like it's a bit of an improvement. I feel like it's going in the right direction that it needs to be.
Yeah, that's good.
I won't say anything more specific than that since Brittany hasn't seen the episode yet. But it made me feel a little bit better about how, where it's going and how it got started with this season. Because with the first episode, I felt like I was dropped in the middle of a story that I wasn't there for the beginning of. Because, and part of this goes to the finale last year, is they started a brand new story, and then we had, the summer hiatus, and then it's like, oh, here, you were here for the finale, right? And I was like, yeah, but I kind of tried to forget most of it. It's like, I really feel like they should have left that story that they told in the finale for the premiere of this season, because I felt like this episode, the first episode, should have been like episode 3 or 4. Or even 5. I'm like, I feel like we've missed a lot of stuff here. What's going on?
Yeah. It's... my only thing with last night's episode, as we're recording this on Monday, is, I kind of wish I knew which of the which exactly untold stories they were going to bring in. So if I'm not familiar with them, I could do a little reading up, because I feel like I'm missing something, especially with last night's episode, because that's not a story I'm familiar with at all.
And I'm really surprised they picked that one, honestly, because, I mean, I saw the play this summer, and then we rewatched the movie, the Jim Caviezel movie, and which I adore. But it's just like, okay, there's not a whole lot that you're doing with this story.
The Count of Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Count of Monte Cristo. I'm trying not to spoil, but I'm sorry, Brittany.
Jim Caviezel, I was thinking, wait... I knew it was a play too, and I'm like, I know, and I watched that. I remember watching that movie. Like, is that what I'm thinking of this? And
that would be it, though. And I don't know anything about the Count of Monte Cristo, so any references they made to his story were.
I watched the one of the movie adaptions a few years back with my friend, but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah,
I watched it.
It had been
8th grade French class.
Yeah, I mean, it had, and before the summer, it had been quite a number of years before I watched that movie. I mean, I really love that movie. I just hadn't watched it in a while, and so, I'm like, well, I'm glad I saw this recently, because I would be totally lost, and maybe, I don't know, I get what they're trying to do, and maybe they're trying to strike a balance between, okay, the last few years they've had Frozen and all the Disney villain people, and so these are stories that people are familiar with. They're like, well, let's go back and pick out some stories that are a little less well known, and I think you kind of run into a problem. I mean, you could say, oh, wow, you had the Count of Monte Cristo, I like that episode, I actually want to read the book or see the movie or whatever and know more about this story. Or you could be totally lost and say, I don't know, what are you guys doing? Where's Aladdin and Jasmine and all these people that you promised us? In fact, the promo, when I finally saw the promo for next time, I saw they tacked on this little bit at the end of the trailer, oh, and don't forget, we're totally going to do Aladdin and Jasmine this season, so don't leave just yet, because you'll miss out, and please don't leave us, please, please. I'm like, that seems a little desperate.
A little bit. Yeah. So.
Especially when the promo that they showed was about Cinderella and taking revenge on her stepsisters. I'm like, I'm there for that one.
Yeah, that was like Cinderella with like a sawed-off shotgun. I'm like, okay.
That sounds cool.
Like,
I'll really cool, actually.
I'll set the DVR for episode 3. I mean, I'm not saying episode 2 was bad, because there was some good stuff.
I really liked seeing Regina take up a sword and do a little swashbuckling. So
yeah, which is, I mean, that's an element of Count of Monte Cristo, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I like that, but I want to see the actual characters, like the Count and now I can't remember what his rival's name is because I'm terrible, but you kind of see that aspect of the story, whereas you just kind of throw these people in and then Snow or Regina or Emma take up those qualities of those characters, and I'm just kind of like, okay, how many stories are you going to tell with the same characters? I don't know. It's a balance that they have to strike, and I think they're trying. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt on this, especially after complaining about it for all summer.
Yeah.
And Rumple might want to invest in some bow ties.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was just. I don't even know the prop. I'd have to dig through a thesaurus to find the right word to describe the feeling. I was feeling watching not Regina, that we have to make a distinct delineation here. It's Regina and the Evil Queen. They are two complete separate entities now. To see the Evil Queen hit on Rumple like that, and I was like, I'm like disgusted yet like weirded. I don't think there's a word to describe what I was feeling.
Does squeaky not work?
But you still wanted to see what was going to
happen. Because it was disgusting yet so funny at the same time. Yes, what's a word for disgusted and amused at the same time?
Amused? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm actually really, really curious now, like.
It was just weird.
Well, then you go back to season 2, and Cora had that moment with him, and I'm just like, yeah. Especially because Belle is running around, and she's carrying Rumple's baby. Like, good grief. Like, this is such a soap opera. Let's talk about Rumple and Belle from the first episode. Can we?
Yes.
Sure.
Because, after so long of screaming at Belle, what the blank are you doing with this guy? I'm just like, I am so proud of her. I just want to give her just a big round of applause. Because I'm just like, finally, you're standing on your own 2 feet. I know it's your story to be, Beauty and the Beast, and you see the good in the Beast, but he's not changing, honey. It ain't happening. Just don't.
Yeah.
No. And then she goes, and I'm just like, it took everything I had to not stand up and just cheer as loud as I could, because I'm just like, oh, thank goodness, Belle figured it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm slightly amused though, and it's not her fault at all, because I know that they did the whole Belle being pregnant thing, and it just so happened that Emile was pregnant at the same time last season, but they worked around it because Belle in the show was newly pregnant, but it was obvious that Emile was pregnant in real life and therefore had a belly, and they tried to work around it, but now it's Emile's had her baby since then, so now Belle is running around still supposedly pregnant, but she's way skinnier than she was last season. It's like, how far along is Belle actually supposed to be in this pregnancy?
Yeah, did they really say what the time skip was between last season and this season?
I don't think there really was one.
I didn't see one.
So.
Yeah.
No, there didn't seem to be one. And anyway, Belle was under the sleeping curse, which means everything was stopped, including the pregnancy.
Yeah.
This is true.
But I just find it slightly amusing.
So,
and then,
however far along she was at the end of last season is how far along she is.
Yeah, it's just now she's running around and she doesn't even look pregnant.
Yeah.
So
it's like a reverse of Zelina, where she was pregnant and then she had the baby within a few months because of Emma's enchanted onion rings.
yes.
Mhm.
Pretty much. I know it's just one of those things where, it's like, if an actress ends up pregnant and they don't make it an actual part of the storyline, her physical appearance part of the storyline, then it's, it's just one of those things. And you can see it in Jenny too, that she's not quite lost all the baby weight from her last pregnancy too.
Well, she had another baby after the first one, so it's I mean, it's all good. It's part of the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm
hairs.
just like, I'm enjoying this new side of Belle's story because she has been she has been all about, Rumple, I love you, and come back. And Rumple's like, I love you too, but I have to go be evil because they don't have another villain or whatever. And so, and like, that was all Belle ever did. And I'm like, oh, so now she's actually doing something and she's being proactive and she is, she's got something. And maybe it's part of her character that now that she is pregnant and she's going to have a baby, that, I have another life to defend, and wow, my husband really is a dirty, rotten so-and-so. Yeah, we're going to do something different here.
Yeah. And the whole thing, too, with the Morpheus deal, I'm just kind of wondering if that was actually Belle and Rumple's kid.
It had to have been, otherwise the sleeping curse wouldn't have...
image of him, and then just, trying to kind of, quote-unquote, ruin Rumple, make Belle see the light, because that seer prediction from season 2 is really coming to my mind. The boy will be your undoing. Or whatever they named the baby, be that boy.
Yeah.
I wondered about that, because when you brought that up, I was like, ooh, I like this plan, because Rumple was freaking out about...
Because Morpheus is known
Henry
as the god of dreams.
Yeah. And I'm like, ooh, this is... And that could be something like Rumple doesn't see coming, and he finally, gets... Because he always seems to come out on top, no matter what he does, no matter what terrible, crappy thing he does. Even, when he was stripped of the darkness and of being the Dark One, and he still came back and said, oh, I'm the Dark One again. And, after that whole story arc with Emma and Hook becoming dark... And it's just like, why did we go through all that if you're just going to stay the same character? I mean, all these other characters have really good character arcs, and they have these redemption stories. What is your problem? And at this point, I'm ready to see him get his comeuppance and to get his, maybe I'm not as smart as I actually think I am, because he's, I'm just reminded of seeing him with the evil queen and how she's all, now the student has become the teacher, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, he always has one up on somebody else. And I'm just like, I want him to, and we've seen it like in small ways before, I really want to see him just brought down so
he
low.
He needs to fall hard, far.
Hit his rock bottom, because it's just it's time. It's overdue that this should happen.
Yeah, it's a broken record in my book over here. I say this every season, and it's like, I love Robert, and he's fantastic playing Rumple / Gold, but they've done, Belle's finally getting there where she's getting some character development. I can't say enough praises enough for what they've done with Regina, and God bless Lana. She's amazing. But Rumple, and really at this point, right now, it depends on how everything, unfolds for the rest of the season, but Rumple and Emma seriously need some personality development, because those two are just broken records. And I'm really getting sick of it. I have to, I'm working my way through, the DC TV universe, and one of my complaints so far, especially with Arrow, is Oliver Queen has this, I'm in charge, I'm responsible for everyone's safety. If anything happens, if someone stubs their toe on a door frame, it's my fault. And I'm going to beat myself up for it. And Emma is the same way. And, God bless her, she's trying to get some help. Thank goodness for Archie. Storybrooke has a resident psychologist. But still, it's just, it's like, Emma, I know you've been hurt. You've got trust issues. But seriously, it's 6 years worth. Do something. Open up, please.
That is true. It's like, and like they say, all of. Oh, go ahead.
Well, on the thing too with the with her handshaking and all this thing with the Savior, cue the genie gift with him pulling down the sign, changing the her to them, tell them the truth.
I know. It's like how
many times has she lied and it's come back to bite her in the rear end? How many seasons was that supposedly?
Yeah. There's a trope for this. It's called poor communication kills.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And it does kind of feel like okay, so in season 3 and even some of 4. Emma was like, she's learning to love. She's learning to get over the hurt and the pain and let people in. And I'm like, she's done it. I mean, she freaking went to hell to rescue Hook. I'm like, yeah, I think that girl's walls are down. I think she knows how to love now. And it's there. It's just like, writers, let her be in love. Let her be the hero and let her, rely on her family because she's figured it out. And I don't think it's a failing of, it's a failing of the writers, and they're like, okay, well, now what do we do? This is the corner we've painted ourselves into, and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. But anyway. She keeps finding, they're writing these storylines that give Emma, convenient excuses. Because, even this week's episode, she's like, I need to tell my family about the visions, but then she's like, I can't do it right now. I'm like, no,
it's like, why not?
Like, just tell them. Like, Emma's totally right in her assumption that, they're my parents or my family. They're going to want to jump in both feet first and try and fix it. But they're your family. That's what they're there for.
And they're not just your family, they are Snow White and Prince Charming, who are like the big time superheroes of this world and this realm. So yes, let them help you.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's what families do.
Yes. Yeah. And also good on the writers for Hook being very accepting of Emma going to Archie for the help and not poo-pooing. It's like, hey, that's great. Do what you need to. I was just like, yes, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
as little as they have spent on Hook, which there's other stuff going on. I understand that. They Hook. Colin makes the most of every moment he's given, and just I love it. I love him. He's just like this last episode. But he didn't have much to do, but what he did with what he had was really good. Coupled with Belle, with talking to Belle about their past, I'm just like, hey, that was actually one of my most favorite scenes in the whole episode, and that really wasn't even their focus.
Belle just needs a place to sleep. At this point, that's all they were trying to do.
He's bunking on the Jolly.
Yep. And like Hook said, I'll take the heat from the crocodile.
Yeah.
Well,
everybody's just like, oh, crocodile could go blank.
Yeah, you can go take a long walk off a short pier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, if Rumple wants to complain about Belle, camping out on the Jolly Roger, he has no room to complain. Yep. Any complaints you may have are all on you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Belle. I hope that they do something substantial with her. I think some of these other things have kind of been dealt with, like we were talking about with Emma. I mean, unless they can bring something new to the whole, I like the idea of them expanding on the lore of the savior. Like, she's not the only savior that's been before, so I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do that and take that angle of things. Yep. But let her be confident in herself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we saw that in the opening of the first season, the first episode of this season, with Aladdin and Jafar calling Aladdin the savior. And I'm wondering, that red bird and the quote-unquote seer that Emma was dealing, if that wasn't Iago, and if this is all part of a scheme of Jafar.
That would be cool. I mean, bring in a new villain, and the actor that's playing Jafar, and I'm totally blanking on his name. I just remember him.
Fair?
Yes, him. He's the Magi from The Mummy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was freaking out when I realized that. Like, oh my goodness.
So good. I mean, we didn't see him for very long, but I want to see him just be full on bad guy pretty soon. I'm like, forget Evil Queen and Rumple. I want to see him come out to bust some skulls. Because it's gonna be brutal. I think I hope anyway. Just because I think he can really make something of it.
Hopefully.
So yeah, there are things that I like about the season so far. Some things I'm iffy about. Some things that I'm just kind of ignoring. I mean, I'm not. This is my thing, because I write about I blog about each episode because it's fun, it's therapeutic for me, and it's just a fun thing for me to do. And I've posted it on my Facebook page. I've had a few people say, "Oh, I was watching that show. I gave up on it, in season 3 or whatever." And I'm just like, if I really didn't like this show anymore, I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't care anymore. But I think, and I do kind of complain about some of the things that have happened that have made it not quite as good as it used to be. But I see the good stuff that's coming out. It's kind of like, if you ever watch Black Nerd Comedy's YouTube videos and he does reviews, he talks about the good, the bad, and the nerdy. And I'm just like, I really want to find the good stuff and the nerdy stuff too. And I don't want to get bogged down in the bad stuff, but sometimes it's just there and I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy it. I still love it. I still like the things that I'm seeing. And I think they can pull it out. I'm not... I mean, I don't know. It's like we were talking about with live action Beauty and the Beast and Lion King. It's like, I want to see it happen. I want it to do well, but I'm skeptical. Or I'm not turning off the skepticism.
Yeah. Cautiously optimistic.
Yes, that word.
Emphasis on the caution. That's kind of how we are with the things, so yeah. I mean, we are obviously, our the podcast name says it all. We are fangirls, but at the same time, we are also realistic, and if we don't like something, we will say so. So it doesn't mean we're going to stop watching.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's the easy one to pick to look at is Doctor Who. I mean, we all love Doctor Who, and that's how we all became friends and got to know each other. And we can all admit, yes, there are some episodes that fall down, and some aspects of it that we're like, yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Yep.
It's the same as with anything, but we still love it.
But, if people don't say anything, then they don't know that they need to maybe change the way they're doing things, which I think you know, the old adage, you know, the squeaky wheel never gets, you know,
Gets the grease.
gets the grease, and you know, it's taken a few seasons of our squeaky wheels, but you know, because we were not huge fans of the split season, trying to cram two completely different storylines into one whole season, and I think maybe they finally heard it, and this season we're gonna get a full season of one storyline. I mean, there's gonna be subplots, but one giant arc. So.
I'm really glad, because this season it does feel like it has a little more room to breathe, and they're not just trying to rush through it, because
the pacing doesn't seem as rushed.
No, and you know, like when they did Frozen, it was like, okay, you're here, okay, now you got to get out of here and do the next thing. Okay, here's the Queen of Darkness. Okay, we got to get them out of here, do the next thing, and the last story arc with Hades was the worst, because it was at the end it was so rushed, and it didn't need to be. Because they're like, oh, we've got to set up season 6 in the finale. It's like, no, you don't. You don't have to. You can do something else.
Which made me
Which
sad,
is weird
I
because
really was excited.
Yeah, which is funny, because when I think about the Oz storyline with the Wicked Witch, I didn't feel like that one was particularly too rushed. I felt like it, even though the finale was completely different, I thought it actually led right into it. The whole that one. Led into it. Same thing with season 4. Even though season 4, I was a little more critical of the plot line anyway. But anyway, Once Upon a Time is starting to get back on track. So we'll see how it goes. I think that's sort of my verdict anyway. Is wait and see and go from there.
Yeah.
What do we think of the Zelina and the Evil Queen pair up? Is it time to cue up the REM? Or not quite?
I like they've paired Zelina with the Evil Queen, because when I saw Evil Queen was coming back, I was like, oh, why? But then I think with Zelina as that foil to the over-the-top Evil Queen, it will be a little bit more easy to sit through.
Yeah.
Because I really love Zelina.
Yeah.
Did they go into too much detail about that this latest episode?
Yeah.
There's a few scenes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the thing with Zelina is, you know, they've done such a good job with redeeming Regina, but I don't think they need to do, and I don't think I want them to do the same thing with Zelina. Like, they kind of did that, but at the end of the day, Zelina, she's the Wicked Witch.
Yes.
And so she's always going to be wicked, and she knows she is, and she knows that's her nature, and she
embraces
it,
and that is her shtick, and that just works for her. And I'm like, it works for me. That's why I love her. She is unapologetically the bad guy, even though, you know, she's kind of softened a little bit, but it's I think it makes sense in the story. Yeah, I think it makes sense with the story with the whole Hades romance thing, which I liked, actually, which is strange to admit. I quite liked it. I just don't feel like they went far enough with it.
Yeah, they didn't give that time to, because if they should have let that go along, because they could have, the two of them together could have been a pain in backsides for
it's like forget
another
Rumple.
season.
Yeah, forget Rumple. Let's let Hades and Zelina go nuts on everybody. I'm like, I'm cool with this. Bring it on. You know,
that would have been really awesome.
Yeah, make Greg German
Hades had that Loki feel to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was good, and it was gone too soon.
Although I don't miss Hades' CGI hair.
Oh, no. When they stopped with the hair, I was okay with that. That was,
Yeah, I think they did the hair like 1 or 2 episodes, and like, okay, this isn't working, we're done.
Yeah.
I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. must have taken note when they were doing that for
Ghost Rider, yeah.
For Ghost Rider, Let's make this look
good. The Ghost Rider stuff is really nice.
Yeah.
Yes, I wasn't here for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. discussion, but I agree. The Ghost Rider stuff looks amazing.
So good.
They put some budget into that.
Yeah. Well, the Marvel bank account is, I think, pretty padded, so. Even if they have to differentiate, between TV and the movies, just in general, that Marvel bank account has got lots of zeros on it at the end, so. No, that works in their favor. Just
it does.
Yes.
So, yeah. I guess we'll just have to. It's one of those things where it's like I'm like really interested to see where this goes because they've got these little subplots, sub storylines, and I'm sure it'll all tie together somehow at the end. But at the same time, I don't think I didn't watch Once Upon a Time when it was on TV where it was one season, one story. So it's going to take some getting used to the fact that, when we get closer to that winter break, that's not going to be the end of the storyline. It's going to pick up in the spring after the winter hiatus. So, part of me is anxious to see what happens, but no. We get a full season of this. Chill.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while, but it'll be good. I think. I hope so because I've seen them start out strong with different story arcs and then totally blow it at the end. But
Yep.
It should. Right now, I'm thinking it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I got plenty of time to flesh things out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what we need. We need lots of fleshing out.
Yes, let the stories breathe, let them work, and it will be awesome.
Yeah. It's let that dough rise, and then you'll have an amazing loaf of bread or something. I don't know. I think that metaphor didn't quite go the way I wanted it to.
No.
I don't cook. Can you tell? Oh, anyways. Yeah. Anything else? I can't think of.
I can't either. I mean, it just kind of feels like, that was season 1, or not season 1, episode 1. We talked about episode 2 a bit. We gotta see what happens.
Yeah.
It's just one big giant shrug.
Yep.
And, the season just got started.
Well, I mean, it's nice that they're bringing back Cinderella from season 1, so I wonder if we might not say maybe get Blue Fairy back, because, there's got to be more to her going on.
Yes.
She was shaken when she and the fairies got put in that hat, and to me, she always seemed just a touch shifty since we met her. I just don't know if it's because of the way the actress is kind of portraying her, but then the way she treated Tinkerbell, too, wasn't anything great either when she was trying to help Regina.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. Although we won't get Tinkerbell back because Rose McIver's too busy being a zombie.
Yeah,
which she does well.
Yes, and supposedly the Dr. Whitlow is supposed to be making a reappearance with his platinum blonde locks from playing as well as Blaine on said show. So who knows?
Well, he was there. He was in last season for a little bit, and he was basically playing Blaine, playing Dr. Whale with bleached blonde hair. Because I was like, that isn't Dr. Whale. That's Blaine. He network jumped. Which,
to be honest, I wouldn't entirely put past Blaine.
No.
This is true.
Yeah.
He is a dirty, rotten, scheming little turd, and we love him for it.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
I don't want to
walking down Main Street of Storybrooke. Not that good of an idea. Wait a minute, didn't we have that once already?
Yeah, didn't we have all the dark ones wandering around Storybrooke?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then the thing with Cora, didn't she bring up a whole bunch of dead in the in season 2 when Emma and Snow got sucked into the Enchanted Forest.
Oh, right. That's been a while since I've seen that one. I was like, I had to think hard about that. Oh. Anyway.
Yep. Sorry, tangent.
Hey, it's in our catchphrase.
Yeah.
You know, when actors jump between fandoms, you know, like we'll find a way to you know, headcanon.
We'll make it canon, exactly.
Exactly.
Anyway, so are we good?
I think we're good for now. So, like I said,
right,
we'll keep watching. Yeah, at the very least, we'll keep watching for you know, Hook.
Yes.
That's why Chrissy keeps watching.
That's the real reason I keep watching.
Keep calling on the show. Chrissy will keep coming back.
I will. And I have to say this really quick. So I was watching. It was before the premiere. So I was watching like some promo or something, and I'm looking at Hook. Or no, it was a behind the scenes set picture, and I'm looking at Colin heading out to set, and I'm looking at him like, oh my gosh, his hair is just like Jared's. And I'm just like, yeah. Anyway. I don't know. Did I ever show? I don't know if I ever posted on Facebook our Hook and Emma cosplay from FanX last year. And yes, I have a type. I'll post it again because I have it still. Anyway, enough about my preferences. If you, dear listener, would like to come, you know, submit your own headcanons for Once Upon a Time or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or any other show that we talk about, or even one that you just want to bring to our attention, or just whatever you want us to highlight, you may send us feedback. Our email address is 5ishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also find all of our social media links at the 5ishfangirlspodcast.blogspot.com. And we are on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, and iTunes. And we're on Stitcher Radio and also on the Google Play Store. So, you know, you can download us to whatever medium or outlet that is your favorite. And also, you can donate to us on Patreon. As always, we thank our Patreon supporters from the bottom of our little fangirl hearts for supporting us and letting us being able to podcast and bring this to all your listening ears. And if you would like to support us, you may do so also at our website and also at patreon.com/5ishfangirls. Anyway, go to our website. It's all there. And then also, Christmas is coming, and the goose is getting fat. That's a song. Well, we're probably doing some holiday shopping, and if you go to Amazon to do your shopping, we would ask that you go to our website first and click on our Amazon link, which is on the right-hand side of our website. You'll see its big gift card button, and that'll take you to Amazon, and you can search and shop for whatever it is that you're looking for someone else or for yourself. And we get a little bit of kickback from that because Amazon loves us and lets us do this. So you get your shopping done. We get a little bit of cash to keep the podcast going. Everybody wins, and life is grand. So we just make you aware of that. So I think that is that's what we got. Mm-hmm. So we love y'all. Love our listeners.
Yippers.
You guys are awesome.
Indeed.
Alrighty then. Well, with that, I guess we shall sign off for this week.
This is Brittany and Bozo saying goodnight.
This is Chrissy saying goodnight from Salt Lake City.
This is Holly from Wisconsin saying good evening.
This is Mitch saying goodnight from Kitchener, Ontario.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Bye, everyone! been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Any and all movies, books, games, and other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied.